Welcome to the second lecture of coordination chemistry. In first lecture, we have studied the introduction, types of ligands, and we have started with some of the terms used in coordination chemistry. In that, we have explained three terms, that is coordination sphere, the oxidation state of the metal and the charge of the complex ion, and the coordination number. Now the next term which is used in coordination chemistry is double salt and coordination complex. Now double salt and coordination complex both are molecular compounds in which two or more compounds are combined in a stoichiometric ratio to form the compounds, but they differ in their ionization behavior. Double salt. Now double salt dissociates in water completely to give the respective or the constituent ions. So let's understand it with the help of an example. I have taken here an example of Morse salt. Now Morse salt, the formula is, chemical formula of Morse salt is FeSO4, NH4 twice, SO4 with 6 molecules of water. When it dissociates in water, you get 1 Fe2 plus ion, 2 NH4 plus ion and 2 SO4 2 minus ion. So whatever ions you are having in your original compound, that is Morse salt compound, on dissociation you are getting each individual ion. So this is the property of your double salt. Let's come to the coordination complex. In coordination complex, what happens? It dissociates in water to give at least one complex ion. Remember, it does not give the respective constituent ions on dissolution. Why? Because we know that it contains complex ion ring. For example, K4FeCN6. Now when it dissociates in water, you get 4 ions of potassium and 1 complex ion of the complex FeCN6, which is having 4 minus as the whole charge. So you get only 5 ions, 4 of potassium, and this whole is 1 ion. You don't get Fe and CN6 different ions in the coordination complex. We have studied that this is called as counter ion and this as complex ion. Now the next term used in coordination chemistry is Werner theory of complexes. Werner theory of complexes. Now Werner was a scientist. He was the first to study the properties of coordination complexes. And in this study, he had made some assumptions or postulates. So let's have a look at what were those postulates. We will first see postulate 1. Now he made an assumption that complex ion or contains a metal atom or ion, okay, in which the metal atom or ion has 2 types of valencies. Metal atom or ion has 2 types of valencies. Now which are those valencies? First is the primary valency or ionizable valency, and the second one is the secondary valency or non-ionizable valency. Okay, so what was the first postulate? First postulate was metal atom or ion has 2 types of valencies. First is primary valency, it is also called as ionizable valency, and the second one is the secondary valency or your non-ionizable valency. Let's come to the second postulate. Now what was the second postulate? In second postulate he said that your complex ion or coordination compound. You can call it as coordination compound. Coordination compound has coordination sphere and ionization sphere. Okay, two spheres, coordination sphere and ionization sphere. Now, so he said that ionization sphere consists of entities which satisfy primary valency of the metal ion. Okay, so ionization sphere consists of the entities or your species which satisfy the primary valency, and these are generally anions. Okay, now let's move to the third postulate. Postulate number 3. What was the third postulate? He stated that the coordination sphere consists of entities which satisfy secondary valency. Okay, now remember one thing, that the secondary valency of a metal is fixed. So coordination sphere consists of entities which satisfy secondary valency, and these are neutral ligands or anions. And your secondary valencies are fixed. They are also known as the coordination number of the metal. Okay, so this is the third postulate. Let's see fourth postulate. Postulate number 4 states that the ligands or the coordination sphere, they have ligands arranged in a specific direction, due to which the complex gets a directional property. Okay, the ligands are arranged in a specific direction. Okay, so metals with coordination number of 6, they show octahedral structure. And metals with coordination number 4, they have square planar or tetrahedral structure. Okay, so let's revise once again the 4 postulates. what was the first postulate? First postulate was that each metal atom or ion has two types of valencies, that is primary valency, which is also called as ionizable valency, and the second one as secondary valency, which is also called as non-ionizable valency. The second postulate was coordination compound has two types of sphere, that is coordination sphere and ionization sphere. Now ionization sphere consists of entities or species which satisfy the primary valency of the central metal atom. They are generally your anions. Postulate number 3 states that coordination sphere consists of the entities or species which satisfy the secondary valency of the metal atom, and these are generally your neutral ligands or anions. These valencies, the secondary valencies of metal are fixed. The secondary valency is nothing but your coordination. Secondary valency is the coordination number of the metal. Fourth postulate and the last postulate is specific direction in space. Okay, the ligands are arranged in a specific direction in space, due to which they get a particular structure. So metals which have coordination number of 6, the complexes will have octahedral structure, and the metals which have coordination number 4 will have square planar or tetrahedral structure. I will show you with the help of an example of a cobalt complex. So cobalt is in the center. You have 6 ammonia molecules which are surrounding cobalt. These are your ligands. Okay, so this is your coordination sphere. This is your coordination sphere. It is having Cl3 also. Okay. Now this is written in square bracket because this is a complex ion, and this is your ionization sphere. Okay. So using this structure you can very well explain the 4 postulates of the Werner theory. And let's see the classification. Classification of complexes. Complexes are classified in 2 types based on types of ligands. Based on type of ligands. The first type is homoleptic ligands. The first type is homoleptic ligands. Now look at the word homo. Homo means same. So in this type of complexes, this contains same type of ligands. All the ligands attached to the central metal atom are of same type. For example, your complex CO NH3 6. Now here cobalt is having 6 ligands attached to it, and all the 6 ligands are of ammonia, that is only one type. So these are called as homoleptic ligands. Okay, homoleptic complexes. So based on the type of ligands, complexes are all classified as homoleptic complexes in which only one type of ligand is there. The next type is heteroleptic. Heteroleptic complexes. Try to remember it with the associating it with the name. Hetero means different. For example, I am taking again the cobalt example. Here in this complex, again it is having 6 ligands attached to it, but there are 2 types of ligands. 4 are of ammonia and 2 are of chloride. So this complex is a heteroleptic complex because it is having more than one type of ligands attached to it. Okay, so based on type of ligands, complexes can be classified, and based on types of ligands, that is homoleptic and heteroleptic. Second classification is based on the charge on the complex. This first is the cationic complexes. Now in these complexes, the coordination sphere carries a positive charge. Okay, coordination sphere of the complex or the coordination compound carries a positive charge. Now let's have example. ZnNH3 4. Now this complex is carrying a positive charge 2+, so it is a cationic complex. One more example I will show you of cobalt. Now here you may find confusing that why it is classified as cationic complex. Here if you see this complex, it is actually carrying, what is the charge carried by this? It is carrying +2 charge, which is satisfied by the sulfate. So the whole complex is neutral, the whole molecule is neutral, but the coordination sphere of the complex is carrying a positive charge, so it is called as cationic complex. Anionic complexes. Anionic complex. Now what does anionic complex contain? They have coordination sphere. Coordination sphere carries a negative charge. Okay, coordination sphere carries a negative charge. Let's have example. Of nickel. So this complex is having a negative charge. So this is a anionic complex. This also. So these are the 2 examples of anionic complexes. Now again you will see why it is having a negative charge. Here you are having 3 potassium ions, and this complex is carrying a negative charge of 3. So this complex is classified as anionic complex. Last one is neutral complexes. Last one is neutral complexes. So you can say, what are the neutral complexes? Neutral complexes. What are neutral complexes? Neutral complexes are the complexes in which the coordination sphere do not have a positive charge or a negative charge. Okay. You can have example of platinum. Okay. Neutral complex. This is a neutral complex because classification based on the type of charge on the complex. We have seen 3 types, that is cationic complexes, anionic complexes and neutral complexes. One example of problem we will see when 1 mole of a green color, 1 mole of green color complex of COCl3 and NH3 on treatment with excess of AgNO3 gives 1 mole of AgCl. So what is the structure of the complex? What is the structure of the complex? Given is coordination number of the cobalt is 6. Given coordination number of the cobalt is 6. So you are having a complex formed by COCl3 and NH3, which is treated with excess of AgNO3, and what is the product? We are getting only 1 mole of AgCl. So based on this we can write the structure of the complex. How you can write? Now since only you are getting 1 mole of AgCl, means you are having chloride as only 1 chloride ion is ionizable in the complex. Okay, out of 3 chloride ions, only 1 chloride is forming product with Ag. So only 1 chloride is ionizable in the complex, and NH3 ligand is also there, and coordination number of cobalt is 6. So cobalt is attached to 6 ligands, out of which, now see, complex is formed by mixing COCl3 and NH3, and 1 chloride is outside the coordination sphere, that is 1 chloride is outside, so remaining 2 are inside. So the remaining positions are occupied by ammonia. So how many ammonia are attached? 4. So what is the structure of the complex? This is the structure of the complex. 2 chloride ions are in coordination sphere, 1 chloride is in your ionization sphere. This is the chloride ion which is giving product with AgNO3 to give 1 mole of AgCl. So from this theory you can solve such type of problems. Thank you.